Aloha this holiday season. Please be safe, don't drive under the influence, be kind to one another, enjoy the company of your family and friends, take time and enjoy your meals, think of how you can help others, reflect on your past, and plan for a healthy and positive future. Wishing you all a very happy holiday season and a wonderful new year.
In exactly 15 seconds, we'll be on the air.
KAKU 88.5 FM.
Okay, here we go.
Kahului, Maui.
Quiet, please.
The voice of Maui.
Good morning, everyone. We're on a few seconds early. That's great. Join us here at the Neutral Zone. You got just me today, but that should be okay. We got a lot to talk about. Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. I've been around for a long, long year. So many men sold away. And I was around when Jesus Christ had his moment of doubt and pain. Made damn sure that Pilate washed his hands and sealed his face. Pleased to meet you. Hope you get my name. But what puzzling you is the nature of my game. Good morning, everyone. This is the last time we're going to be in 2019 at the Neutral Zone because 2020 is just around the corner. In fact, a couple of days away. We were going to have music for you today, but at the very last minute, our musicians couldn't make it here. So you're stuck with me, which is okay with me. I hope it's okay with you. The Neutral Zone has been on now about a year and a half. And we have had some very interesting guests, I think. I hope you think. The show was created with the idea that we could talk about all kinds of subjects and not fight. We watch the national scene and we start to wonder what's happened to America. Can't people talk and look at issues and take all the partisan out of it and just be people and care about each other? And that's what we hope to do here. And I may change formats. We may not be on radio for more than maybe a month, and then I may go to television because of things that go on even around here at the local stations, you know. I am just at a point where, and I've been talking about stuff on this island a long time. Just a couple of days ago, I think it was Friday, chair of the county council, Kelly King, is no longer chair, and Alice Lee is now chair. She may be a guest here soon, Kelly also. But the thing that I think is interesting is that the council reorganized its committees because of what's going on in the environment. And when I first came here to the island and I was talking renewable energy long years ago, in 1988, it was a struggle to get people's attention. In 1991, I formed a nonprofit called the Maui Arts and Music Association with the purpose of promoting art, music, and culture and educating people about environmental solutions so we could be a self-sustainability model as Maui and really lead the world. People come here anyway from all over the world. Why not leave with more than just a suntan? And why not really put Maui on the map as leaders in self-sustainability? Here we are all these years later, and they just formed a committee now. Yes, it is crisis time. You know, it's a really truth. I remember when I was rebuilding my website and I did a little video in 2012 and I talk about having 2020 vision in 2012 to start and ignite this engine promoting art and music and using it as the attractor so that people will listen to ideas and could come together and implement solutions towards self-sustainability. And here we are now. It's going to be 2020 in just a couple of days. I am going to try to round up some enthusiasm with the current council people. I even have letters of commendation and all that stuff from Alice Lee, from the old mayor, from the head of the Visitors Bureau, but it's never ignited. So I'm hoping that we can do that now. Attract larger sponsors, maybe even from the mainland, who recognize that we're overdue in all of us together staying constantly visible and putting out our 2 cents about making this a better world. We've had guests on this show. In fact, we've had a few guests on this show that have solutions to some of the problems that we all talk about. We even had council people on here, and I've talked about it and I mention it here, but it really hasn't taken hold. So that's what I think I'm going to be focusing on in the new year, is seeing if I can make this thing take hold, or I may just retire and start singing all the time, which could be fun. Today I'm going to put on some music that I have in my archive from all these years. Some of doing music, but I also have a couple of songs from friends who, quote, give me the rights to play them on the air. You know, there's always copyright law. And so when we play and stuff, they want to know we have the right to play the music. So we got that. So let me just for a moment gather my wits. And I'm going to put on a song that, I think I'll wait on that one. I was going to play you Stardust Road. I don't know if we played all of Stardust Road before on the show, but when it was written, it wasn't written with the idea of Willie Nelson. But over the years, when I look at artists that would be a good compliment to me to do that song, I thought about Willie Nelson. And he lost the demo in his room. We went over in his round table. Before he stopped smoking pot, we smoked a joint in his room with, may he rest in peace, a good mutual friend, Jim Kimmel. Not from Late Night, but Jim Kimmel from Maui. Jim was a champion of the Rancha book. He was also a champion and that of marijuana. I hear we have a Pacololo show coming up. And so, you know, and times have changed. But some of the things, I think a lot of the young people need to get ignited, because I think, sadly, you can see the old people only react when we're in crisis. I think it's very telling that a young girl talking to the United Nations, suddenly everyone is saying, oh, she's right. Well, we should be ashamed of ourselves. We should be ashamed of ourselves for not going on this, even here on Maui, many, many years ago. Just like they should be ashamed about not having enough housing now, and having a housing crisis, and having homelessness. And by the way, these facilities here, no matter what anyone will tell you, there are many people out there that won't follow rules, or there's also those that just, there is no room at some of these shelters. Although everyone will tell you, I even had Tasha Kama was on here, and I know she really believed that there was room at the shelter. But I had experience helping someone. This guy was a loan officer and had some problem in his marriage, and suddenly found himself, you know, sometimes people get a TRO, a technical restraining order, and then violate it unknowingly and then spend time in jail. His life got turned upside down. And he couldn't find, there's no room at the shelter, and there's people with knives at night, and he lost everything. And I have no people on Molokai. I am very, very unhappy with Molokai and very things that are going on over there. I am really, and Maui too. I really believe that more can be done. You know, they say they want housing first, and people have to do all the things they need to be able to get help. There are a lot of very hurt people here on this island that need help. I mean, I remember late at night going next to the Salvation Army here in Kahului and giving out blankets and things to people that really could use a hand up. And I would like to see our community doing it in a more informal way, people really helping people and not just pointing to things that can help people. You know, I mean, that to me is kind of typical. That's why the world is where it is now. You know, we all think that there's enough people doing the things that we need to do to solve all the problems. But it takes all of us. That means you and me in a very personal way. Well, I'm talking too much. I think we're going to play a song. I'm going to play a song called, let's see if you can figure out the name.
Someone slammed the door. Had to sing a lot of songs, had to sing the blues. Next time I get in that door, I'm gonna wear big shoes. Yeah.
This was never on an album.
Well, since right outside my door, beckons me to call.
I can hear there's still tracks to be added.
You don't wanna give my all. My world may not seem right to some, because they have their own. You know just how much I care for the love that I've shown. You know love makes the world go round.
I think we need to start with the chorus.
Still I wear a frown. You know love makes the world go round. Love is all that's there for the troubles I have found.
Troubles I have found.
Troubles subtract my time, and I'm in love again. I'm sitting on that front porch lawn, watching the sun go down, caring less about my troubles. All the time just comes and pound. You know love makes the world go round. In my heart and in my eyes, still I wear a frown. You know love makes the world go round. Love is all that's there for the troubles I have found.
Troubles I Have Found. That was written by a bass player named Jay Wolf. And we were in the studio. God is going to age me. Not age me, but he's going to show you. I think it was more than 45 years ago. We were in the studio, and he was putting together a song, and he gave it to me to sing. And we never finished it out in the studio there another day. But you heard in the background, those were background singers that were singing with Natalie Cole. Boy, may she rest in peace. Natalie Cole. We were in a studio called Cherrywood Studios in Hollywood. And we had just come out of a recording. It was quite a crazy thing. Melanie, many remember her for Brand New Pair of Roller Skates, had a lot of other material, and she had a deal with Atlantic Records. And we were in the studio. We would spend a tremendous amount of time in the studio, and then Melanie wasn't showing up. The people at the record company were like, we're paying scale and double scale and all that stuff for all kinds of musicians. But I got to know these guys long ago. They were the traveling band. One of the guys there was Dave Doran, who used to be in Iron Butterfly. Remember that group, Iron Butterfly? And the drummer was a guy named Ken Park, who was playing with Donna Summer. May she also rest in peace. You know, when you're talking about 40 years ago, a lot of the players have made it on to a different place, you know. Like Ram Dass, our friend who just passed away. Ram Dass was a wonderful guy. You know, I also, many of you may know there's a gentleman on this island named Jarrell, Dr. Ed Elkin, who's up in Kula now. And I was looking at a book, again, an old book, The Handbook for Higher Consciousness by Ken Keyes. And I'm reading the acknowledgments at the beginning for where he got his information and his growth. And he talked about Esalen Institute, Ed Elkin, Ram Dass, Timothy Leary. You know, I had Elkin here, who some people know for years. He's just been around floating for a number of years. He's like in his 80s also now. He was working for the American Institute of Research, investigating for the military LSD. And he was there and knew intimately Richard Alpert, Ram Dass, and Timothy Leary, and Ken Keyes, and Fritz Perls. Some of the names that we read about in all these textbooks, we have people that were there and helping in development of a lot of things that a lot of young people and some of us who aren't so young have embraced over the years. We always hope that more of the world would take on the posture to care and love each other and not be so combative. I was just talking to someone yesterday, and it's hard to not mention Donald Trump. Some people like him. I even like some of the policies that he was doing, but he doesn't explain himself well. And some of his decisions about offices of climate change, there's numbers of things that I think he's 100% wrong. And that's when we talk about politics and we all get uncomfortable. But I really still believe that if we would take the time to talk and care about each other, we'd have things moving more smoothly. Like at the council, you know, the rule about the Sunshine Law, more than 3 people can't get together, or it's considered backroom dealings, you know, but so they don't get together. And I think that some of those council people really need to know each other better. And we all need to know each other better and care more about everyone. And special interests, I don't think should be part of the picture. Seems to be that it still is. I'm going to play one more song. Now, this one I recorded in 1990 on a keyboard with a guy that was writing a book. In fact, he wrote a series of books, Mark Cohen, who played keyboard. This is a song, In the Morning Light. If you ever hear me play it on guitar, you'll hear it's not quite like this. Mark put in a jazz feel.
Something tells me I'm in love with love, and it is you I've been dreaming of. When the daylight drifts into dark, will you hold me all through the night? Oh, I wanna be with you when the morning light with love. Oh, I wanna be with you in the morning lights. I wanna hold you so tight. I wanna be with you in the morning light. In the morning light. In the morning light.
That was Mark Cohen. That was early in the days of synthesizers, keyboards. And I had the time state-of-the-art Ensoniq VFX SD keyboard. And it was a 16-track recording studio, so Mark was having fun playing all the instruments. He's a talented guy. He has a series of books with his character Shenrei Z. You might see them out on the bookstores. Very good series. Maybe someday we'll see it as a TV series or something like that. Could happen. I'm going to play two songs for you written by Dan Diamond and Peter Dock. But this is mostly, I think, Dan. Dan had a girlfriend at the time. Remember Buddy Hackett? Everyone older and may remember Buddy Hackett was a comedian. He was oftentimes on Johnny Carson show. Johnny Carson was before Jay Leno, who was before whoever is now. I don't even know who is now. You know, I'm not watching a lot of late night TV. I see some of these guys around on different shows. Anyway, and they wrote a couple of songs. We were in the studio. Roger Birnbaum is a producer. You see his name on movies now, but he was in the music thing now. And we recorded these couple of songs for Dan and Peter to be singing, and then I ended up singing a couple of the tracks, and so this is what this is. Here's one.
Is there something I can say that could make it change your mind and make you leave it all behind and want to try again? Is there something I can do that could make you want to stay and throw your foolish pride away and want to try again? Baby, I could not love you more. Stop this foolish game and close the door.
Love Me Like You Did Before. I enjoyed singing that. I don't think that was ever released by those guys, so I think that's a beautiful song. We're going to take a break for our sponsors and donors and supporters, and then we'll be back. This is the Neutral Zone on KAKU 88.5 FM. You can find us on Facebook Live, but you can find us at MauiNeutralZone.com and watch all our shows. I think we're up to like 73 or 74 shows. And, of course, you can check on YouTube and put in Neutral Zone, Jason Schwartz, Maui, and a whole bunch of stuff comes up. So let's get to our sponsors. The Neutral Zone, with me, Jason Schwartz, would like to thank Maui Arts and Music Association, Dreammakers Foundation of Maui, for their support. Since 1991, with hundreds of television shows and their MauiArtsandMusic.com website, they have championed self-sustainability on Maui. The Neutral Zone is heard live Mondays at 11 a.m. and replayed Saturday at 7 a.m. on KAKU 88.5 FM, the voice of Maui. The Neutral Zone with me, Jason Schwartz, would like to sincerely thank David Bryan for his support. David was founder and head of school at New Road School in Santa Monica, California, and is the board chair at the Ojai Foundation and on the board for Brave New Films. The Neutral Zone is heard live Mondays at 11 a.m. here on KAKU 88.5 FM, the voice of Maui, and again on Saturdays at 7 a.m., as well as on TV and on MauiNeutralZone.com.
Do you have a non-profit event coming up that you would like the public to know about? Is there an important social issue for which you'd like to raise awareness? Akaku can help you get the word out. You can come in and record a 1-minute public service announcement for the subject of your choice at no cost to you. Slots are available Mondays and Wednesdays between 1 and 3. Remember, it's free, so call 871-5554 and reserve your spot today.
Man, do I love card night. You ready, boys? You got a king?
Go, fish that!
Oh, come on. This is WWE superstar Titus O'Neil. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Aloha. I'm Amora St. John, inviting you to join me every Friday at 11 a.m. when I'll be talking story to some very gutsy women. Women going for their dreams, women who have children and grandchildren, and the wisdom of the ages. Women who are courageous and filled with spirit. That's Gutsy Women Radio, Fridays at 11 a.m. and replays on Saturdays at 2 p.m. here on KAKU Radio, 88.5 FM.
Wow. I heard me there doing commercials. That's funny. We have been very thankful to have our sponsors. David Bryan is my little brother. He sure has done a lot of interesting things. He started a school there, New Roads in Los Angeles, for with a good education for people that don't have the money. There was a private school, still is, called Crossroads, and the director and he were having a conversation, and so they started a new nonprofit. And New Roads now has a new campus. Herb Alpert donated some land and he got contributions, and I think they have something like 700 students from 0 to grade 12. So that was really good. Anyway, he's a sponsor, and we've had local sponsors like Cash for Gold, Carmine Alone, and Nokoi Motors, Maui Car Rentals. We're very thankful for our sponsors. We hope that this show gives you something to think about and take action to do some good things. Now, that last song we played, Love Me Like You Did Before, was Dan writing, and that was, like I said, he was in a relationship. When that relationship was ending, another song came out. Here it is.
Sex
Bye Bye Baby. Boy, this is bringing up memories for me. I'm seeing people I produced and all kinds of different songs. This was an interesting guy. There was a guy named Michael Condon who was here in Maui, in fact. I don't know if everyone remembers Duke's Rent-A-Car. That's a bit old. But there in Lahaina, and there I met Michael, and he played guitar and he wrote some songs. And when we went in the studio, again, this is when I got to sing. This is a fun song to sing.
I loved you for so long. All I do is wait for you, darling. My feelings are so strong. I can't help myself. I remember the night you said you needed somebody, baby. But you were so afraid I wouldn't feel the same. Thought I was a dreamer. Everybody said I was a dreamer. I was thinking so much about you. You can be my dream come true. But when you said you loved me, I could see a question in your eyes. Can we dream together? Share our dreams tonight. We both had enough heartache, played enough games, but that's all over now. I can love again.
Wow, that's fun. You know, that was found on an old tape. You know, before these current days, there were things like cassettes and 8-tracks and things like that. And that song got lost. The end of that got munched in a tape. But I thought I wanted to play that piece for you, because I think that's still a great song. There are some great songs that, of course, the world doesn't get to see because they don't get out there. But there's some interesting things that have happened. Now, I'm going to play this song. This isn't me singing. This, I have a friend who's now on Molokai, and probably everyone knows him as for all his Hawaiian album. He has Old Style, Lono. Well, when he was here on Maui, we were friends here on Maui, and he wrote a song that I used as the theme song for our television show, Mama Presents. And I still think it's a great song. I think it should be a motto now.
No matter where you go,
no matter where you
what
go,
you do, take that Maui style with you. Cause if you ain't Maui styling, you just living on an island. Maui styling, don't let me down. 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 There is sunshine in your heart. It's been with you from the start. Lift your head, look to the heavens, then you will feel brand new again. Don't stop me now, Maui styling, don't let me down. 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 Reach out your hand and help each other. Your mother, your father, your sister and brother. There is love in this family. Pick yourself up and get on your feet. Don't stop me now, Maui styling, don't let me down. 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 Como que la styling, Nakaibalu styling, Hawaiian styling, Kie styling, Mama Maula styling, Lahaina styling, Laiula styling, Napili styling. Don't stop me now, Maui styling. We will all reach the finish line. The six of us, no one left behind. We're all winners, no matter what. When there is love in your Maui heart, don't stop me now, Maui styling, don't let me down. 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 Makena styling, up country styling, Kaupo styling, Kahanapali styling, Hana styling, Waihu styling, Bahia styling, Keanai styling, Maui styling, don't let me down. 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 Maui styling, Maui styling, don't stop me now. Maui styling.
Ah, boy, that brings back memories. You know, we've had some really terrific guests on the show over the years. When we did Mama Presents, me and Ariel, we had, I think I'm going to go back to TV, and maybe we'll do radio still. It depends on, well, it depends. But I think that we had some fun interviewing people, and a lot of those people have gone on and done lots of different things. But there's another producer here at this station, Todd Swan, who has an extraordinary collection of video showcasing many of the events on Maui for the last 20, even 30 years. I hope Todd will get some more of that out. And we still have another 15 minutes, but I'm going to play a couple of songs I want to make sure you hear, because I think they're worthwhile to be able to hear these songs. Here's one that Lono wrote that I think it's playing some for weddings, but it could be a theme song for someone's wedding for sure. It's called Then I Do.
There is no other one. What I feel here for you, holding you in my arms, cradle you with my love. You're all dressed in white, looking in your eyes, tell all the world tonight I'll be falling. You're my shining star from this day on. I'll be your friend, I'll be by your side. Blessed are we this night. Shower us with His love. Will you be mine tonight? Giving you all my love. And when we look back at our wedding day, this band of gold that we will share, never-ending love for all my life than I do.
Memories. That was fun. That was done in a studio that is no longer here. Renato Guasconi, who moved to Italy with his beautiful wife Patty here recently. Renato had a studio in Kihei, and we ended up going in and recording a few songs there at his studio. Boy, we have such a terrific island of people and places and people. I'm gonna play this song. Well, you'll be able to tell what it is. You can tell that's Mark Cohen on the keyboard.
You got me burning with a love fever. I feel a fire deep inside my soul. I see your face, you're a heavenly angel. The fire's burning, burning out of control. Our love will shine on through. 'Cause I love you. Our love will shine on through. 'Cause I love you. My love for you is raging deep inside. When you're away, it doesn't seem the same. When you throw your loving arms around me, I feel your passion and I feel no pain. Our love will shine on through. 'Cause I love you. Our love will shine on through. 'Cause I love you. Our love is shining brighter and brighter. Open up your heart, I'll open mine. It doesn't matter 'cause our love is forever. Our love will live until the end of time. Our love will shine on through. 'Cause I love you.
You can hear this was a demo. And we never did record a final. In fact, thinking this year we'll record some of these and some new songs, not only by me, but some of these other artists. I was always looking for more. This is the year we're going to be promoting Maui artists and musicians in a new way, like we talked
We're in
about.
love and we're just getting started. We love each other and I
World
feel my
needs
face.
together.
Now I know my world will keep
That's all
on
that's right.
turning. No one could ever take your place. Burn away, I'm melting with desire. Your love is bringing me higher and higher. I'm a dancing and a reeling to show the world how I'm really feeling. Our love will shine on through. 'Cause I love you. Our love will shine on through. 'Cause I love you. Our love will shine on through. 'Cause I love you.
Oh, we're going to cut that one off. You know, it's funny, we run out of time so quickly.
Our love will shine.
We still have time. I want to play another song for you.
Yes, it will.
Thank you, Jason. I want to hear that when it's done and fine. That was a fun demo to do, but well, we have players now that I know told me they would love to play that song. That'd be fun to do with them. Now, this song, before we get off the air, I think I want to play Stardust Road for you. This song, to me, tells a whole movie. By the end, you really get the picture. And it was written a long time ago.
When I lived out in the country, I used to dream of money and fame. So me and my girlfriend Margot came out to L.A. And while Margot was a waitress and I was a fixing cars, we kept it all together, pretending we were stars. Margot was in the movies and I was singing the rock and roll. We would go out by the highway to a make-believe place called Stardust Road. And we made believe it was spotlights from the cars passing on their way. The roar of the engines was our crowd as we got up on the stage. The trees are full of people calling for us to begin. And we played all night 'cause that highway crowd kept calling us back again. They would stand and call our names out loud and beg us not to leave. And if anyone could see, we gave them a memory to last forever. Well, now Margot is in the movies and my album has just gone gold. The phone's been ringing off the wall and I can't find time alone. So when Margot's tired of interviews and I can't sing another song, we go back out to the highway, to the place we still call Stardust Road. And we make believe it's spotlights from the cars passing on their way. The roar of the engines was our crowd as we got up on the stage. The trees are full of people calling for us to begin. And we played all night 'cause that highway crowd kept calling us back again. Yes, we do our show on Stardust Road because it keeps us free. And if anyone can see, we give them a memory to last forever. To last forever. To last forever.
Wow. As it was playing, I realized that was a rough mix. I don't know if you could hear in the background, there was 16 string players on it. Those were really good days long ago. This was before Star is Born. I think it's interesting. The guy that wrote the string parts, Tom Chase, had just gotten out of Dick Grove Music School, and he wanted to write, and he used this as a chance to do his writing. And then he went on and met Barbra Streisand and taught her to play guitar. And the chords he used are the song of Evergreen. Isn't that a very funny thing to say? But that's what it was. We are out of time. I hope you've enjoyed me and having some fun here with Memory Lane. 2020 is just around the corner, and we hope that 2020 is great for you. We hope it's great for all of us, and that we can all come together in love and peace and cooperation. I think that's going to be the answer. We're all going to work together to solve our problems and issues to make this a better world. I know that's our goal. I hope that's your goal. Thank you for joining us. We will see you again next week at the Neutral Zone. Aloha, everyone. The Neutral Zone, with me, Jason Schwartz, would like to thank Maui Arts and Music Association, Dreammakers Foundation of Maui, for their support. Since 1991, with hundreds of television shows and their MauiArtsandMusic.com website, they have championed self-sustainability on Maui. The Neutral Zone is heard live Mondays at